Hi, I'm Patrick Anderson, and this is the Mach-E vlog. And today I'm going to give you a 1-month update on my ownership of the Mach-E First Edition and how I like it. So let's get started. I've owned the Mach-E for about 1 month. Still getting used to some of the features. Part of that is because I'm not commuting on a daily basis because of the pandemic. I'm still working from home, but I've gotten in some day trips and had some fun with it. We've also had a couple of big, huge snowstorms out here in Colorado, so that limited us as well. But I'm at 880 miles, pretty much all driven by me. So I'm getting a pretty good feel of the car and my pros and my cons. Of course, one of the big pros, one of the things that I like about the car, and I knew it was going to be quick, but the way I've been describing it to people is I really like the effortless quickness of the car. And what I mean by that is in a traditional car, like if you want to accelerate quickly, it takes a lot of effort of the car that's very loud and noticeable. And like on my old car, I had to shift gears. So that was even more effort. With this car, it's like no matter what you're doing, you can just literally step on the accelerator like we're doing now, but I'm turning, so but it just goes, and it's nice and quick. And if I want to like pop in front of another car like this, very quick and easy to do that. Quick and effortless. So that's what I mean by that. And it's been sort of a surprise. Like I knew it was going to be fast, but that's been sort of one of the things that it's just like it's still sort of hard to get used to. Of course, the Mach-E has a 0 to 60 time for this one of 4.8 seconds. So that's pretty fast. I haven't done any like official test of 0 to 60, and I really don't care. It's fast enough for me, and 0 to 60 doesn't make much difference to me. It's more of like if I'm in traffic, how does it feel? And whether I'm on the freeway or going around in city traffic, it's just really nice and quick to be able to pop into like whatever lane I want to get in. Just stuff like that. It's been really awesome. Another thing that sort of surprised me that I knew about was the CoPilot 360 features, specifically the intelligent cruise control. I've had cruise control on my previous cars, but it was like the typical standard, for years, just the regular old cruise control where you set the speed that you want to go and let it go. And then, if you need to slow down, you have to tap the brakes. If you want to speed up, you can speed up, but it doesn't adjust. With the intelligent cruise control in the Mach-E, it's been really cool. So it has, you can set your distance that you want to follow behind somebody, and it'll maintain those type of distances. If somebody pulls out in front of you, it'll slow down to adjust to their speed. It will also, based on GPS as well as reading traffic signs, adjust the speed limit. So if you set it for doing 65 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone, and then it drops to 55 or goes up to 70, it can adjust that automatically for you. So that's been really cool. But then you add on top of that the lane keep features, and that's been a nice bonus too, because it just sort of like keeps you centered in the lane, feels very smooth, and you keep your hands on the wheel and all that good stuff. But what has really surprised me about it is previously I've only ever used cruise control like on trips when I'm on the freeway or interstate. Now I find myself using the cruise control even on city streets sometimes. As long as there's good lane markings, it works. So I won't use it like on, just going down like a couple of blocks or whatever, but I've used it on some, like 4-lane roads going through the city. And it's sort of nice because it's like as traffic's slowing down and speeding up and all that, it makes it just easy. I don't have to focus as much. Got to keep my attention on the road, but it just makes it a little bit easier to deal with. So been a bit of surprise, been very, very functional and works very well. So I've been really happy with that. That's been a thing that has exceeded my expectations and a bit of a surprise to me. One thing that I knew that the Mach-E was going to have and read a lot about it, but wasn't sure how I was going to like it, and that's one pedal operation or one pedal mode. I've come to really like that as well. Wasn't really sure, at first if I was going to get used to it. It took me about a day, but now, so far, like, I haven't used a brake since we left the house. So going through a few stoplights and, slowing down for traffic, and I'm just all using one pedal mode. It's been very easy to get used to. Somebody's making a right turn in front of me, didn't have to hit the brakes or anything, just let the one pedal mode work. And I generally keep it in engaged, but I've played around with unbridled. I like unbridled. That's pretty cool. Whisper, I'm not as big of a fan, and mostly it's because of the steering. One of the things that changes the 3 modes is how the steering feels. And in Whisper, it feels like a bit looser than what I'm used to, looser steering. Probably would be nice if I went on a long trip to have a more comfortable steering control. So I may give that a try if we go on some longer trips. Somebody's checking out the Mach-E. That's another thing. Like, I knew the Mach-E was going to get a lot of attention. I did not realize it is a tremendous amount of attention. There's a lot of people that will pass the car, and as they get halfway past it, they'll hit their brakes so that they can take a look at the car, come back to the car after, like stopping to get something to eat, and there will be people looking at the car and gathered around the car. My camera keeps tilting, so if it's tilting in the video, please excuse that. I had to keep adjusting it. It's not tightening like it's supposed to, but yeah, it's gotten a lot of attention, a lot of questions about it. This weekend we're going to go to an EV car show, so that'll be interesting. There should be some Teslas out there, so we'll see how much attention it gets compared to that. I imagine still a lot. There's a lot of interested people, even among the Tesla crowd, to see the new EV on the market. It's been fun. It's basically a conversation starter, if nothing else. I've also been very happy with the ride comfort, and there's a lot that goes into that. First of all, the cabin to me is just very comfortable. The seats are comfortable. Some people don't like the seats. I like the seats. I think a lot of that's going to come down to personal preference, but the vegan leather feels very nice. Doesn't feel hot on the warmer days. The heated seats make it nice on the chilly days. Like, I had it on in the beginning because we were finally just coming out of some cold days, so by default it was coming back on, so I had to remember to turn that off. But it's really nice. I didn't think I would like heated seats either. On other cars that I've been in, they have the heated seats, but it's like they heat up too quickly and then stay hot forever. This has 3 different levels, and you can adjust it up and down, of course, and it's moderate heat at the low level, so it's like it doesn't burn you up and then stay hot. So like that. But along with the ride comfort, just going over bumps and stuff like that, it just feels very nice. Going around corners, it sticks, so they have a really good balance between handling bumps and handling corners. I think that's a hard thing to do, and I've been very happy with it. One thing to note, when I first got it, it was a bit extra bouncy, and I discovered that the dealer had overinflated the tires to 45 psi instead of the recommended 39. So I dropped it down to 39, and that made a huge difference. So one thing to note, if you take delivery of your Mach-E, check the tire pressure. And of course, with the ride comfort, I include even the built-in infotainment system. I love it. At first I wasn't sure about the giant screen. I use Android Auto a lot. It connects automatically. Haven't had any issues with that. But it's just, at first it looks like it can be daunting with the overwhelming number of options and settings. But in general, it's like once you get to know it, it's very easy to navigate. And really, like, the great thing about the Mach-E is it is a combination of old and new. So although there's a lot of settings, and the infotainment system and the sync system has a lot of things that you can dive into, for the most part, you can just jump in a car, hit the start button, and go and drive and not worry about all the other stuff. The only things that you know really need to worry about that are essential are like, do you want one pedal mode on or off? Some of those like basic things, but other than that, it just drives like a car. So it's very easy for people to get used to, get in and out, and just, you know, like if you had somebody that needed to borrow your car, you know, I would turn off one pedal mode and just say, like, go drive it like a normal car, and they would probably be fine. And then once you get past that, you can dive into all the details and, you know, turn on certain features for the one pedal driving. You can change the color of your interior lighting, a lot of little things like that. But it's been very easy to use. And one of the things we did do is we added a screen protector for the big screen. I'll link to a video above of us doing that install, or Liv doing the install for that. And basically it helped reduce the glare as well as all of the fingerprints that are on the screen. So that helped out a lot. And the glare wasn't really too bad except at certain times of the day. So I'm glad that we were able to take care of that, and had to do a quick merge. So I had to actually tap on the brakes. And I don't know if you can tell, but I've made videos like this in my WRX, which is a relatively noisy car to begin with, but this car is really, really quiet on the inside. Whether it's on city streets or driving on the freeway, I've just found it's just a quiet ride. Not only does it not have a ton of wind noise, but it doesn't have much road noise at some speeds. And I've noticed some people mentioning this in the Mach-E forum, is that you get some wind noise from the windshield. I've noticed it, but barely. And that was only because I saw the post. So then I was actually listening for it for a couple of days, and did notice it at around, you know, like 70, 75 miles an hour on the freeway. But I think it was very dependent on which direction the crosswinds were coming from, because I did like 100 miles that day and only noticed it for a little bit. As I said, I haven't been driving it much, but something else that's really fun is knowing that I have a full tank of gas every morning. So it's like, I don't have to worry about going to the gas station at all. I have charged it, but like, just for normal day-to-day use, you don't think about it, but it's like, how many times, you know, for me, it was like before the pandemic, I was getting gas a couple of times a week, but you don't have to do that anymore. It's so nice. Like, you just plug in when you get home, you go out the next morning to go somewhere, and your gas tank is full, or relatively full. I charge to 85% every night. So that's been really cool, and I've really, really enjoyed that. If I were commuting, I would probably enjoy it even more, because there's been so many times where I get up to go to work and forgot that I needed to get gas. So then it's an extra, 15, 20 minutes out of my morning commute to get gas. So that's been really cool, and I'm looking forward to not commuting again, but when I do commute, not having to get gas. People have asked me, of course, are there any negatives? Do I just love the car? There's no negatives. Of course, there's negatives. I don't think any huge purchase like this, like, there's going to be little things that bug you. And the car is designed for the masses. We're all going to have our little individual quirks and things that, just don't suit us. But for the most part, I like everything about the car. I wasn't sure if I would like the rotary knob. And after looking at some other cars like the VW ID4, I sort of wish that the shifter was up here, but not that big of a deal. I did have an issue when I was doing public charging. I've done public charging 5 times. One of the times I had some issues where the session was canceling, and I think it was related to plug and charge. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to keep testing public charging stations on road trips to see if I ever have that issue again. So that was a negative. Gave me 1 bad experience out of 5. Hopefully, that's all figured out now. I've actually had the successful plug-in charge, or the successful charging experiences were really cool, because some of them were out like in the remote parts of Colorado, if you've seen some of the other videos I've done. So that's been a positive, but it is, you know, in the back of my mind, on a road trip, am I going to have any charging issues? And, you know, we'll find out, because that's exactly what we're going to do on this channel, is go and do some road trips and see. I did have one minor issue when I took delivery of the car. The badge, I believe on the, I think it was on the driver, I can't remember, driver's side or passenger side, that says Mach-E 4X. The underline that goes under Mach-E was loose. So I pointed that out, and they immediately, the service department, took photographs and went ahead and ordered the part. Of course, right now parts are hard to get because it's a brand new car. But as soon as that comes in, they said that they're just going to replace it. They won't repair it; they'll just replace it. If it were a car that was out of warranty or anything like that, I would just slap some glue on it and call it good. It's not noticeable, but of course that was just during my inspection of the car. Other than that, the build quality of this car is fantastic. It's very solid, no rattles. All the panels lined up really nicely. The paint looks fantastic. We are getting ready to do some type of paint protection combo with some ceramic coating. Haven't 100% decided what we're going to do with that, but that's coming soon as well. But even right now, the paint looks like it's top notch. Like, it looks just like I've looked for any blemishes or areas where there was not quite good paint coverage. Haven't found anything. The paint coverage has been great, and we get, you know, like I said, we get a lot of attention for this car, and being that it's grabber blue, that gets it a lot of attention. But that's it. Like, I rambled on quite a bit for a 1-month update video. I will keep doing these updates, and I'll include a lot more information about like how much it's costing to operate a Mach-E, any maintenance that I have to do, if any. So I'll keep doing these type of updates. Liv is doing her own update, and she will keep doing updates as well. But I'll link above to her video. But she has recorded it already. She's not watching my video. I didn't watch her video, so we'll see how hers is, and I will watch it along with you. So make sure you click on that now. If you like this video and you want more updates, make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, thanks so much. That really makes my day to see the subscriber count going up. That's it for this update. Stay tuned. We got some more road trips coming up. We got an Earth Day special coming up, and we will also be giving more updates on other features and details, including like frunk removal, the Sync 4A system. So stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.